Hello everyone, Steve here from Retro Arena and Tech Toy Tinker. I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you guys to the beta build of Retro Arena for the Powkiddy RGB10 Max 3 Pro. I wanted to show you guys a brief overview of the build and just kind of give you a quick tutorial as to how it works. So here in the options menu, you connect to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, change your Wi-Fi password, create a hotspot if you need to for some reason. After you install an OTA update, which is included in this build, you can fix permissions, which you probably do need to do. And this will just show you your IP address. Over here in Tools, we got a File Manager. This is for American Laser games. You follow the ArkOS tutorial for how to do that. We got Portmaster here. One important difference between Retro Arena and ArkOS is that we stayed with the older kernel, the non-Vulkan, non-mainline, and this has allowed us to preserve ARMHF or ARM32. So all of the ports still work. Coleco Super Game module still works. We still have RetroArch 32. There's no point in making a build that's exactly the same as JelOS. That won't do anything. It makes more sense for the builds to be different. This will show you your device information. And this, for those of you that don't know, will allow you to download themes over the air. So if I could go to, let's say, Browse Gallery, Untested. Sorry, it's kind of bright in here. We'll go with, I don't know, Nestbox. Let's go to Nestbox. And then select it. So it'll download the theme. We can exit now. Got to restart emulation station so that the change will show up. Now you can go in here into UI settings, change the theme, and you see the theme has been applied. Now it looks like ArkOS. Also, there's an OTA updater in options here. Right now, it's currently on update 2, which is already pre-installed for you. You have nothing that you need to do until you see update 3 appear, and I'll talk about that when it happens, obviously. As you can see, we got 32 and 64-bit RetroArch. There's about 102 systems. I'll give you a quick look at what they all are. I have the majority of them on my SD card. I don't have all of them. Also, the SD card, you can use exFAT or NTFS. The difference between this and the OGU is that I put the themes folder back to the internal memory and took it off of the SD card. The reason I did this is because when you download this zip, there's a secondary folder inside of the zip. Those folders that are in there are meant to go on the root of your SD2 card, and that had themes in it. People would boot without putting their SD card in, without even knowing that that folder existed, and then they'd get a black emulation station, and that wasn't going over very well. I'm going to save the majority of gameplay for another video. GameCube's hit and miss. Some games work, some don't. We don't have Vulkan here, so the PS2 and GameCube performance is not as good as JelOS. If you're looking specifically for PS2 and GameCube, you want to use JelOS. Retro Arena is more about the ports and having as many systems as humanly possible, as I'm sure you're witnessing right now on the screen. PS1 seems to be running, or sorry, not PS1, PSP seems to be running fine on 1X. Some games struggle at 2X, some work fine. I tried God of War at 1X. It ran okay. Bring us back to that menu there. OpenBore has been tested and is working fine. Let me get back to PSP for a moment here. Actually, I'll show you GameCube quickly just so you have an idea as to how it works. We'll go with, I guess, Luigi's Mansion, maybe? I think that's this. Yep. So as you can see, it does work, but it kind of gets laggy. That'll happen throughout the gameplay. You can play it, and it's definitely playable, but you're going to notice bits of slowdown and lag. DS is using drastic, as always. Nintendo! In case you haven't noticed, the L3 button is being used to exit. Hotkeys for volume and brightness do exist on here as well. I don't remember what the combo is, maybe F2? Yeah, it's F2. See how it's getting brighter and darker. F2 D-pad up and down are brightness. F2 D-pad L and R are volume, but it's kind of a moot point because volume is right there. In the future, I plan to test out Messin. There's a few more things I'd like to add. Oh, also in tools, there's a script called Retro Arch Linker or Retro Run Linker. You see two different listings here because on Odroid builds, Retro Run used to be the most stable way to run N64, Dreamcast, Saturn. And sometimes it still is, so we kept them both. You just run the Retro Run linker, it'll link the two folders together. And then, yeah, that's about it. I highly recommend using an NTFS SD card, although, as I stated, you can use exFAT as well. By the time you watch this video, this image will already be available. It's being sent out to testers and everything right now. We're using FCA mod emulation station here, so you can scrape videos, 3D box art, things of that nature. It's also got a lot more customizations and options versus just normal emulation station. I don't want to make this video too long. The point was just to show you guys that everything's working and this is coming out. As always, though, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the next few days we'll do a much more in-depth emulation and testing video. Take care.